having the chance to be here today with you all and hope to give you an experience to cherish forever. As one of our esteemed title sponsors, we have Lumus Labs, which is a Singapore based innovation management firm that specializes in running technology open innovation programs. Lumus Labs believes in conducting flagship events to spread awareness about upcoming trends in technology and create unforgettable experiences for attendees and sponsors. We have Mr. Nikhila Parijit sir from Lumus Labs, who will now be addressing our participants of Makeathon 4.0.
Hey
Over to
guys,
you.
hi. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Uh, Thank you, Ananya. Thank you, Srishti. Thank you, Srishti, for introducing me. So, as Ananya said, hey guys, I'm Nikhila Prajit. I'm the community manager at Lumos Labs. I'm responsible for running all the developer-centric activities at Lumos Labs, and it's very thrilling. We are very thrilled to be a part of this Makeathon 4.0 with you guys at TIET. So thank you for having me here. Uh, I was preparing a very fancy ass presentation, but I think we don't have that much time so that I can give you a long list of presentation. I don't want to bore you guys. So I'll just quickly tell you what we do. And I'll go over some programs that we are going to be conducting, very exciting stuff that we are going to do with TIT this year. So let me first tell you in brief what we do. So we are a Web3 innovation management company, as Ananya said. Does that exactly mean? It simply means that we partner with a lot of global Web3 companies. You've heard of some of their names like Hedera, Binance, Polygon, Solana. All of these companies, we partner with them and we help them establish developer relations in India. That's what our job is. We create opportunities for developers that are looking to learn and grow in the Web3 space. We do that by organizing hackathons. We do that by organizing hiring challenges, coding boot camps, um, workshops and startup acceleration funds and etc. That's what we do on a regular basis. With TIT this year, we are also partnering with Solar and very exciting. So yeah, that is what we do. And so let me quickly go over. Okay, is this session interactive or is it just me supposed to talk? I mean, at least chat. I can see everyone's chat, right?
Yes, sir. You can see everyone's chart.
So hey, hi. Can you just put a hi everyone so that I can see that nobody's sleeping? Hi. Hey, hi, everyone. Thank you. That says a lot. कि लोग सोए नहीं हैं. People are listening. Thank you. Okay. So if in one word I would have to describe Web3, it's if not one word, one sentence. If I have to describe what is Web3, Web3 is a concept of decentralized internet, right? Decentralized internet based on a technology called as blockchain. So this is a concept that what Web3 is based on. That an internet that is completely decentralized, where the users have power over their data and information that is being shared, and it's based on a blockchain that is secure and transparent at the same time. So that is the concept of Web3. That is the innovation that is happening, and a lot of big companies are working towards this technology with various sorts of. So there's a statistic, very interesting statistic, that there are only 18,000 Web3 developers across the globe, right? And the requirement for Web3 developers as of today is 150 times that. So 18,000 developers there are currently across the globe, and the requirement for current Web3 developers is 150 times 18,000 developers, which means that there is an enormous scope for budding developers and young engineers and young innovators to kind of get their hands dirty in this technology and earn a lot of money, as well as get to work on some of the most exciting projects of the century. So with that in mind, this year we have partnered with TIT with a very interesting concept called as the Near Education Program. So Near is also one of the world's largest blockchain companies. It's a layer one blockchain protocol. So any blockchain geeks here might know what Near is already. But for those of you who don't know, it's a layer one blockchain protocol. I don't know. I don't have the time to go deep into what a layer one blockchain is, layer two blockchain is. But yeah, basically, it's one of the most fundamental blockchain technologies, and the applications of Near are vast. So Near has partnered with Lumos to kind of conduct a Near education program, which is a 2-hour certified development course. Uh, which you can, which is something that we have. So this is a 7-day program, and overall the time for that program is roughly about 2 hours. Okay, so you can do it on your own pace, and it stretches up to 7 days. This is a program that we are conducting, and in this program, there are 4 benefits that you get. You get certified as a new certified developer. You get your first DApp made, DApp or decentralized app made. You can earn while you learn, and you also have a chance to interact with the near ecosystem and become a part of that ecosystem and get mentorship support. So that is, but here's the exciting part. Everyone participating in this hackathon gets free access to this course. So this is a near university runs this program for totally free across the globe. Everyone participating in this hackathon has a chance to go and learn what is Web3, understand what smart contracts are, understand what blockchain is, how they can become a part of this token economy, and how they can become a Web3 developer. So each and every one of you who has taken part in this hackathon stands a chance to go and attend the Web3 course. I'll ask you guys to share the link if you can. Uh, I think Paras has given you the link. If you can share it in the chat.
Yes, sir. Sure.
Yeah. So you can share it in the chat. People can go and register. Currently, there are only 2 dates, and there are more dates being added there. So it's one of those classes where you have to attend the live session first, and then every documentation and everything is available for you to do it on your own pace. Please keep in mind that this is a totally free course, no charges upfront. This is something that is very fundamental if you want to understand what is Web3. So it's a very good opportunity, and I hope to see you guys out there. The second exciting part we are doing this year is Kudos Open Innovation Track. So for those of you like on the go and messing around with the tech, here's an opportunity for you to earn some amazing prizes. So what you have to do in the Kudos track is you have to build any Web3 app, any project based on Web3, and using the Kudos tech stack. So Kudos is also a decentralized cloud platform. So if you build that, you stand a chance to win some amazing cash prizes. So the first prize is 7,000 INR and the second prize is 5,000 INR. But that's not all. So the winners of this track also can avail something that is very interesting. So they can participate in the national level of the Kudos India Hackathon, where the prize pool of the hackathon is $50,000. So yes, winners from this track can also stand a chance to win from a prize pool of $50,000. That's the 2 tracks that we have with TIET this year in Makeathon. And I'm very, very excited to be a part of this hackathon. So all the best to all of the participants and hope to see the winners. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. How can you pitch your project in the best way possible? What lies in this art of selling the world your ideas? To answer this very question, Microsoft Learn student chapter is elated to have Mr. Sai Siddartha Maram, a prodigious alumnus of TIET, as the final speaker for the MLSC Bootcamp. He will be taking an online session on the topic Tech Story Building. He is pursuing his Ph.D. from the University of California, Santa Cruz, and is an incoming research intern at Meta, previously known as Facebook. His session will guide budding developers for their coming years and give them a great sense of clarity on tech pitching. Microsoft Learn student chapter is extremely proud to have you with us here today, sir. Moving on.
Hey everyone, it's really nice to be here. मुझे तो काफी खुशी हो रही है इसी क्लब से मैं आया था, so it's really nice to see you guys again. Should I just get started? Can I share my screen and get started, or something to wait for? Okay, I'll take that as a yes and I'll get started. Well, let me share my screen and let's dive in. So first of all, namaste everyone and good morning. So it's really nice to see all of you on a Saturday morning come down for a hackathon. That speaks a lot about your commitment, and I really hope that keeps going. Before I really start off, I just want to take 1 second to acknowledge the death of Shane Warne. I think he's been an absolute legend, and he's been a total inspiration in terms of the spirit he shows on the field. So it's very sad to see him, and I'm sure a lot of you would have watched his game and at least koi na koi to copy kiya hoga uska action khelte. So I'd just like to take that. So I did get a lot of introductions, so I'll just pretty much jump straight into something more important. today we will be working on what we'll try to discuss is how do you build your story. मतलब technically कहानियाँ कैसे बनाते हैं, right? Like काफी कहानियाँ लोग सुनाते हैं, पर technically valid, and how do you make sure that when you are presenting yourself, your story is technically valid and it has some value so that it attracts recruiters or anywhere you're trying to apply for. Just want to check if everything is audible, right? So let me just check the chat if everything. Okay, rip. So I think that's been audible. So though I had this introduction, I had this slide anyways, but I was a Thapa University grad from 2020. So मैं उस तरफ ही बैठा था in a few years back. मैं computer engineering department से हूँ, and it's absolutely fantastic to see this Makeathon. I think it's in the 4th version. This concept of this hackathon, the Makeathon hackathon, was first started by me, my roommate, and one other general secretary of MSc, जो हमारे cluster में था hostel J में. So we were really happy to see this take its 4th edition. I'm a PhD student with the University of California, Santa Cruz, with the Department of Computational Media, and my advisor is Dr. Maggie Saif Al-Nazir. And PhD करते करते मुझे मास्टर्स के एडमिट भी मिले हैं, but I prefer to choose PhD. इसके पहले I had my research internships in Georgia Tech, Atlanta, Indian Institute of Science, Inventor Robotics, and Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad. This summer के लिए I'll be working as a user experience research intern with Facebook at One Hack Away, Menlo Park headquarters, California. So I think I have like 1 hour with me, so I'll try to be very specific, and मैं exactly बताना चाहता हूँ कि इस 1 hour में आप क्या expect कर सकते हो. So I'm believing the fact that काफी लोगों के लिए पहले hackathon होगा, या like you're coming to at this stage for the first time, your first students होंगे. So I want to share some 101 CS fundamentals जो मुझे लगता है हर बंदे को आना चाहिए, क्योंकि if you're going for a hackathon, job, or research or internship, I think these are things you must know, and there's really no excuse for not knowing these. So I think this is something, even if you're not doing it today, but go home and pick it up. So my objective is, to help you guys as the best as I can in this 1 hour. So after that, I want to discuss some project choices. So how can you build your story based on the projects you choose? Since you guys are on a hackathon, I just want to get some personal anecdotes on how hackathons have helped me get internships and how that's connected to research. So easy process mein, I just want to introduce how you can pitch your hackathon in a much effective way so that it can also be extended to research projects and internships. फिर मैं ये भी बताना चाहता हूँ कि सोशल मीडिया को आप कैसे इस्तेमाल करना चाहिए और आप कैसे नहीं करना चाहिए. And if time permits, I just want to talk a little about my international internship at Georgia Tech. मैं कैसे गया, क्या पैसा कैसे मिला, and how did I do stuff there. And then again, if time permits, I want to talk a little about my current and past research. मैं इसको ऐसे position किया कि one technical project or one non-technical project, because सबको technical interest नहीं होती है. तो एक hardcore technical project, which is a paper at ACM Multimedia, and another paper which is at ACM Kai under review. तो ये दोनों project discuss कर लिया, तो I feel I'll address a major amount of people in the audience. That said, what I think I can expect from you is, I'll be posting these slides on my Twitter handle either way, so you can follow me on Twitter, जहाँ मैं mostly लोगों को respond करता हूँ. And then I think to make sure the session is really fun, and to make sure you get the best out of it, feel free to be vulnerable, honest, and silly when you're asking your questions. Or everybody कभी कोई ना कोई सभी पूछने से शुरू करते हैं, so feel free to ask and just go ahead. Just दूसरे लोगों की questions को respect कर लो, बाकी पीछे बैठ आराम करो, and just have a good time while I go through this. So to start off, so the first section of this talk, and for this next 10 minutes, what I want to do is, what are the things you must know, but होना ही चाहिए. There's really no excuse, because ये class में बताते नहीं है, पर होना चाहिए. एक चीज है जो class में बताएंगे, and you may not agree with me, but ये मेरा personal opinion है, and you will see that it is going to be helpful to you. The first thing, मुझे लगता है CGP होना चाहिए. And I know a lot of you are going to go like, क्या यार इतना cool सा hackathon के लिए आया और CGPA क्या बकने लगा. But the fundamental reason why I say CGPA is important is because CGPA is not a reflection of how hard you work or आप कितने smart हो, आप कितने अच्छे coding करते हो. ये सब CGPA reflect नहीं करती है, मैं मानता हूँ, and I'm 100% agree with it. But what CGPA reflects is like काफी लोगों का reason ये होता है कि मुझे engineering पसंद नहीं है, ये subject पसंद नहीं है. I agree. ये teacher पसंद नहीं है. I agree. सबसे great teachers नहीं मिलता, सबको great subjects नहीं मिलता. But still, are you committed towards an institute? That's what CGPA reflects. Like life में आपको सब, जैसे मैं PhD करूँ, मुझे हमेशा वो research problem नहीं मिलती है जो मैं पसंद करता हूँ. या अगर काम करने आप जाओगे, you'll always not get tasks on your Jira board जो आपको अच्छा लगता है. But still, can you give 100% commitment to it? Can you still give your best effort to it? Right? वो reflect करता है CGPA. And especially आपने बहुत सारे ट्विटर में देखे होंगे कि यार मेरे पास सीजीपी नहीं है, मैं फेसबुक में जॉब मार रहा हूँ, मेरे पास सीजीपी नहीं है, मैं गूगल में, वैलिड है, एग्रीड है, पर सोसाइटी जो होती है वो बेल कर्व होती है, राइट? हम मेजोरिटी, एटलीस्ट मैं मानता हूँ, मैं इस ऑरेंज में फिट करता हूँ। ये जो एक्सेप्शनल केसेस यहाँ होते हैं, और ये जो दिस लाइटर ऑरेंज, सो जस्ट टू बी सेफ and just to be certain, it's always good to have a good CGPA, so do make sure your CGPA is good. Again, any day there's no harm in having a good CGPA. कोई नहीं बोलेगा अरे भाई तेरा CGPA ज्यादा है तो मेरे को नौकरी नहीं देनी चाहिए, ऐसा नहीं होगा. So that's for sure. So always try to make sure you get a good CGPA. Boring stuff done. Let's actually get into something more interesting. So first thing, I don't know how many of, I am assuming most of you have knowledge of Git and TIG, but नहीं है. I want to address those people who don't, because मुझे लगता है सबको खींचना चाहिए साथ में. So Git and TIG ऐसे चीज है जो वर्जन कंट्रोल है. Very bluntly बोलना चाहिए तो अगर अब टीम है ना, आपकी हैकाथॉन में 3-4 लोगों की टीम है, तो एक बंदा मान लो NLP पे काम कर रहा है, एक बंदा मान लो फ्रंट एंड पे काम कर रहा है, और एक बंदा बैक एंड में काम कर रहा है. तो ऐसे थोड़ी आप फाइल्स ईमेल में शेयर करके इकट्ठा करके काम करोगे, इट डजंट मेक सेंस. ऐसे टीम वर्क नहीं बढ़ेगा. जैसे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन स्केल होती रहती है, कितने लोगों को ईमेल करोगे, सब लोग कोड सिंक में रहने के लिए. तो यहाँ गिट आता है, इट्स लाइक अ वर्जन कंट्रोल सॉफ्टवेयर. सो वर्जन कंट्रोल सॉफ्टवेयर ऐसे चीजें हैं जो मतलब 2 लोग साथ में कोड कर सकते हो, फिर पुश कर सकते हो, फिर वो दोनों मर्ज हो जाते हैं. अगर कोई कॉन्फ्लिक्ट है, मतलब उसका लाइन आपने डिलीट मारा तो बता देते हैं भाई तूने लाइन डिलीट मारा, चेक कर लो. तो दैट्स द काइंड ऑफ थिंग. तो मैं फटाफट डेमो दिखाना चाहता हूँ. डेमो इन द सेंस इट्स मोर लाइक हमने ऑलरेडी जो किया है वो दिखाना चाहता हूँ. एंड टिक जो होता है ये चेक करने के लिए कौन क्या किया, ऐसा. So for example, if I'm in a repository of mine, I don't know if this is visible, but I'm hoping it is. So मैं टिग मारा तो मुझे पता चलता है कि जैसे मेरा फ्रेंड है एलेक्स, जो वो भी PhD स्टूडेंट है, हमारे साथ काम करता है. तो मैंने एक कोड बेस शुरू किया. मैंने इनिशियल शुरू किया, फिर मैंने कुछ स्टार्ट किया. अभी एलेक्स ने क्या किया, एक नया ब्रांच क्रिएट किया कॉल्ड NLP. मतलब मेन कोड बेस में एक और, जैसे पेड़ में बहुत सारे ब्रांचेस होती है ना, तो ऐसे इस तरीके से एक ब्रांच क्रिएट किया जिसमें उसने NLP का काम शुरू किया उसमें, राइट? तो मैं उसी टाइम पे मैं बैकएंड सेट कर रहा था. मैं जैंगो में प्रोग्राम करता हूँ जब जरूरत पड़ती है, तो मैं जैंगो में कुछ प्रोग्राम कर रहा था. जब हमको पता चला कि यार ये दोनों, आपका NLP ठीक हो गया, मेरा बैकएंड भी ठीक हो गया, अब मर्ज मारते हैं दोनों को इकट्ठा टेस्ट करने. तो हम मर्ज मार लिया, तो बैकएंड और मेन को मर्ज कर, बैकएंड और NLP का मर्ज कर दिया. तो फिलहाल तो ऐसा, so you can see this tick how it clearly shows like what are the commits, मतलब लोग कैसे प्रोग्रेस किए. आपको जब कहानी बताते हैं ना अपने एडवाइजर्स को या अपने रिक्रूटर्स को, ये दिखाना चाहिए कि भाई देख मैंने गिटहब में मेरे प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं, तो मैंने ऐसे ऐसे कंट्रीब्यूट किया. सो मैंने क्या कंट्रीब्यूट किया, मैंने टेस्ट केसेस बनाए, मैंने हेरोकू में किया, मैंने प्रोजेक्ट को रिस्ट्रक्चर किया, मैं पाइटॉर्च में कुछ किया. तो ऐसे आप बता सकते हो. It's about being accountable, and GitHub lets you be accountable and organized, and TIG lets you check what's happening. So I think मुझे लगता है ये सबको आना चाहिए था. So that's why I put it here. एंड इसका फायदा क्या होगा, आप जब इंटर्नशिप करने जाते हो इतने बड़े कोड बेसिस को कैसे हैंडल करोगे. सो दिस विल हेल्प यू देयर वेयर यू कैन सी कि कैसे प्रोजेक्ट प्रोग्रेस हुआ, और आप समझने में इजी हो जाएगा कोड बेस. आपको रिसर्च पेपर में भी कोई इंट्रोडक्शन लिखता है, कोई एब्स्ट्रैक्ट लिखता है, दोनों मर्ज कर लेते हैं गिट में, तो हो जाता है, right? And especially with things like open source and all, open source runs on this. The heart of open source is Git. Like version control really controls what's happening in open source. Like लोग जैसे कि मैंने कोई प्रोजेक्ट बना के बता दिया, कोई और अमेरिका में हो, तो मान लो कोई इंडिया में बताते हैं कि भाई ये स्पेलिंग गलत है, तो वो पुश रिक्वेस्ट मारेगा, या he'll do a pull request, and then मैं एक्सेप्ट करता हूँ हाँ यार मेरा गलती हो गया, और मैं एक्सेप्ट करता हूँ और मर्ज करता हूँ. So like things like GSOC and all, जैसे काफी लोग सुने होंगे, इट्स वेरी फैंसी वर्ड, डुअल समर ऑफ कोड. एंड हमारे थापर से काफी लोग गए हैं GSOC, एंड इट्स नॉट इम्पॉसिबल. बहुत लोग गए हैं एंड इट्स वेरी टफ, बट आप कर सकते हो. ये वन ऑफ द फंडामेंटल चीज है, मुझे लगता है सबको आना चाहिए. नेक्स्ट चीज, सिंस यू कमिंग टू हैकाथॉन, मुझे नहीं पता कितने लोगों को बैकएंड APIs और पोस्टमैन के बारे में सुना है. तो बट बेसिकली बैकएंड और API क्या होता है, फॉर एग्जांपल आपके थापर में आप सबके स्टूडेंट्स की डेटाबेस है, राइट? मैं अमेरिका में एक एप्लीकेशन बनाना चाहता हूँ जिसमें मैं बस लोगों की डेटा दिखाना चाहता हूँ, राइट? तो मैं कैसे थापर के डेटाबेस में जो डेटा पड़ा है मैं कैसे इस्तेमाल करूँ यहाँ, राइट? देयर हैज टू बी सम सोर्स ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन बिटवीन, राइट? दैट इज व्हाट एन API does, right? So when you have a table of data ready, and then you use an API to interact with that server to retrieve data and display it or use it in any other way, right? तो डेटा एक API से आप क्या क्या कर सकते हो, काफी कुछ कर सकते हो, बट फंडामेंटली you can create an entry में नया स्टूडेंट बनाना है, अच्छा create new student, right? That's an API, right? तो इवेंचुअली वो कॉल करेगा SQL, P-SQL or some non-database, I mean NoSQL based database itself. But fundamentally you want to like create a record, नया स्टूडेंट बनाना है, नया स्टूडेंट का ईयर अपडेट करना है, तो अपडेट करना है, या स्टूडेंट के बारे में रिट्रीव, रोल नंबर डालो, तो एपीआई में पैरामीटर डाल देंगे, जैसे फंक्शन में पैरामीटर्स डालते हैं, एपीआई में पैरामीटर डाल देंगे रोल नंबर, फिर वो रिट्रीव करते हैं डेटा। अच्छा ये स्टूडेंट जैसे साई जैसा पास आउट हो गया, उसको क्या जरूरत है डेटाबेस में रहने, तो हटाना चाहिए, रोल नंबर पास करो, रो हटाओ टेबल में। दैट्स व्हाट these are called CRUD operations. It's a very common word people use in the industry. So can you do CRUD operations? So create, read, update and delete. तो आप एपीआई किस में बना सकते हैं, कोई भी बैकएंड फ्रेमवर्क में बना सकते हैं। तो मैं जनरली Django या Flask में बनाता हूँ because I am a more Python developer, but काफी लोग मैंने I expect a lot of you to be coding in Node or Laravel or Ruby also. Laravel is a PHP framework, Node is a JavaScript framework, Ruby is I think it's a Ruby on Rails. So that's the name of the framework. So good. तो मुझे लगता है आपको ये भी सीखना चाहिए कि एपीआई अच्छे प्रैक्टिसेस कैसे होते हैं। सो व्हाट आर द गुड प्रैक्टिसेस, कैसे एरर हैंडल करना चाहिए, कॉर्नर केसेस कैसे हैंडल करते हैं। कई लोग कस्टमर सबसे बेकार इंसान होता है, कभी ही डजंट गिव द करेक्ट डेटा, तो आप कैसे उसको हैंडल करें। तो मैं ज्यादा लेक्चर नहीं मारूंगा, मैं सीधा डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन दिखाता हूँ एंड आई वांट टू शो व्हाट्स ओके। I want to show a quick demonstration of what's happening. So basically एक छोटा सा table है, मैंने अभी इस demonstration के लिए बनाया है ये। जैसे मान लो you have like okay yeah, it would be really nice लोग म्यूट कर सकते हैं, तो मेरे को लगता है मेरे को कोई डाउट पूछे तो मैं रुक जा रहा हूँ, तो बट फाइन या। सो जैसे मान लो 3 प्लेयर है एंड मैं नया प्लेयर ऐड करना चाहता हूँ इस डेटाबेस में। तो बेसिकली हर डेटाबेस में एक डिस्कॉर्ड आईडी है, डिस्कॉर्ड यूजर नेम है। तो बेसिकली वी आर क्रिएटिंग एन एप्लीकेशन, तो उसका ये पार्ट है। तो मैं बस एपीआई कैसा होगा, ये मेरा ऐप का नाम है जेंडर 202, किस पे होस्टेड है, हेरोकू पे होस्टेड है, और ये आप मेरा पूरा प्रोजेक्ट में इस छोटा प्रोजेक्ट का नाम है। फिर फंक्शन जो है, जो एपीआई का नेम है क्रिएट यूजर, तो मैं एक नया यूजर बनाना चाहता हूँ, ठीक है, और इसका नाम है साई डेमो। तो ये नया बंदा बन रहा है। तो फिर ये एपीआई कॉल जाएगा, तो ऐसा you'll find a new person enter in this thing। तो ऐसे चीजें होती है। मतलब अगर अब मैं कुछ एप्लीकेशन, जैसे लोग लॉगिन सिस्टम बनाते हैं, तो ऐसा बनता है। तो ये टूल जो दिख रहा है आपको पोस्टमैन, इट इज एन इंडियन मेड टूल, ये बेंगलुरु में बनी है। इट इज वन ऑफ द रिचेस्ट SaaS कंपनीज एंड इट इज मेड लाइफ ऑफ डेवलपर्स एक्सट्रीमली इजी। मतलब ये आप अभी फ्रंट एंड वालों को दोगे, भाई एक लॉगिन सिस्टम बना लो जिसमें लोग रजिस्टर कर सकते हैं, बट उसको भेजने के पहले आप पोस्टमैन में टेस्ट करना चाहिए अच्छे से कि क्या हो रहा है, एंड देन अगर सारे टेस्ट केसेस पास हो गए, फिर आप फ्रंट एंड डेवलपर्स को देंगे, राइट। सो दैट्स व्हाट हैपेंस देयर। Okay, that's 10 minutes done already. Okay, next is front end frameworks। तो आप APIs बनाना सीख लिया। मैं मानता हूँ लोग बैक एंड इंजीनियर बनना चाहते हैं, फ्रंट एंड इंजीनियर बनना चाहते हैं, बट मुझे लगता है फास्ट प्रोटोटाइपिंग के लिए सबको सब कुछ आना चाहिए टू सम एक्सटेंट। एटलीस्ट वेनिला जावास्क्रिप्ट HTML CSS आना चाहिए। बट अगर आप किसी को इंटरेस्ट है तो एंड्रॉइड, iOS, फ्लटर, रिएक्ट, व्यू वो भी सीख सकते हैं। आई जनरली राइट इन प्योर जावास्क्रिप्ट, और जब जरूरत पड़ती है व्यू में लिखता हूँ। इसमें क्या करना चाहिए, मैं डेटाबेस को कॉल कैसे करूँ, मुझे सारे स्टूडेंट्स दिखाना चाहिए, तो मैं एपीआई को कैसे यूज करूँ, ये सब आना चाहिए। कोड ऑब्फुस्केशन एक चीज होती है जो इतनी कॉम्प्लिकेटेड नहीं है वैसे कि मैं ऐसे यहाँ लिखूँ। तो कोड ऑब्फुस्केशन इज लाइक, फॉर एग्जांपल, ये एक हमारा एप्लीकेशन है, इट्स एन AR एप्लीकेशन जो वेब में चलता है, राइट। So what is code obfuscation is technically when you go to your sources and I go here, you really cannot see what I've written in the JavaScript, what's the JavaScript it's written. ये काफी online tools से हो जाता है, you really don't need to like learn this or something, but it's a good practice to obfuscate your code before you push it to production. तो मुझे लगता है ये भी important है। मे बी हैकाथॉन के लिए जरूरत नहीं है, but it's a good practice जब आप किसी को बता रहे कि what was your entire story of building this project, you can say that we started with version control, we built a backend API, then we started with the front end, and then finally we deployed it. So that's the story you would like to put. That's one comprehensive end-to-end solution, right? So that's something I think you want to do. Finally, एक अच्छी चीज है, काफी लोगों को नहीं आता, and this makes a difference, and it doesn't take much time to learn, 10 minutes की बात है, which is quick deployment। आपने अच्छे से Django में ऐप बना दिया, Node.js में ऐप बना दिया, अब आप हैकाथॉन प्रेजेंट करते क्या करोगे, लोकल होस्ट 8000 में दिखा रहे हो, अपने सिस्टम में दिखा रहे हो, अपने सिस्टम में चल रहा है, बट कितना कूल होगा, आप अपने जजेस को बोल सकते हो कि सर आप ये ऐप अपने फोन में ओपन कीजिए और देखिए। तो कैसे करोगे, तो फटाफट डिप्लॉय करने के लिए कई चीजें हैं, जैसे लाइक हेरोकू, डिजिटल ओशन। वो क्या करते हैं, अपनी सिस्टम जैसे एक लिनक्स सिस्टम या उबुंटू सिस्टम या विंडोज सिस्टम, जो भी आप कंफर्टेबल हो, क्लाउड में एक स्पेस देते हैं आपको, बस आईडी पासवर्ड देते हैं वो लोग, फिर आप उसमें जा सकते हैं और गिट से पुल कर सकते हो उस प्रोजेक्ट को और वहां रन कर सकते हो, एंड दैट विल गिव यू लाइक अ पब्लिकली डिप्लॉयबल API, अ पब्लिकली डिप्लॉयबल URL। तो अपने जजेस को दे सकते हो या अपने पोर्टफोलियोज में डाल सकते हो, कितना कूल रहेगा, अपने रेज्यूमे में यू हैव अ लाइव thing working, they can click on this, see this is what you do, right? Which is pretty cool, right? मुझे लगता है ये करना चाहिए सबको, and it makes a lot of difference। साथ साथ में आप फर्स्ट ईयर में हो या सेकंड ईयर में हो, मुझे लगता है SSH एक चीज है। जैसे मान लो मैं अभी मेरे सिस्टम से आपसे बात कर रहा हूँ, मुझे मेरा हेरोकू का जो सर्वर है या कोई भी सर्वर थापर में है, राइट, तो मैं उसको कैसे एक्सेस करूँ, उसके अंदर कैसे जाऊँ मैं। तो SSH एक कमांड होती है, SSH IP एड्रेस एट द रेट, सॉरी SSH यूजर नेम एट द रेट IP एड्रेस, और मुझे पासवर्ड पता है, तो इट लेट्स मी गो इनटू दैट सिस्टम। तो अगर मेरा फ्रेंड का यूजर नेम और पासवर्ड पता है, मैं जा सकता हूँ उसके सिस्टम के अंदर और उसके फाइल्स ले सकता हूँ। यू नो बेसिकली यू वांट टू डू दिस विद जो सर्वर दूर है, तुम फिजिकली दूर है, तो उनसे इंटरेक्ट करने के लिए आप SSH यूज करते हैं। SCP भी सेम चीज है, बट फाइल्स ट्रांसफर करने के लिए यूज करते हैं। तो यूज दीस थिंग्स विद इन हैकाथॉन्स, मतलब अपने दोस्तों के साथ इस्तेमाल करते रहना ये चीजें, तो आपको वो फंडामेंटल वेरी स्ट्रांग हो जाएंगे। यू डोंट सी दीस थिंग्स रियली बीइंग टॉक्ड इन क्लास मच, लाइक कोई क्लास में नहीं सिखाएगा हेरोकू में कैसे करेगा या डिजिटल ओशन में कैसे करना है। बता देंगे कि ये क्लाउड प्लेटफॉर्म है, API कैसे बना, एप्लीकेशन प्रोग्राम बता देंगे, बट इट्स अप टू यू, इट रियली फॉल्स ऑन टू यू टू मेक यूज ऑफ दीस थिंग्स। या ये मेरा फेवरेट है। मुझे लगता है सबको एक रैपिड प्रोटोटाइपिंग आना चाहिए। ग्राफिक डिजाइनर्स बड़े कर लेते हैं, बट मुझे लगता है CS वालों को भी आना चाहिए ये सब, बिकॉज इट रियली सेट्स, इट गिव्स अ रियली गुड फील टू योर प्रोजेक्ट्स, राइट। आपका प्रोजेक्ट मे बी बेयर बोन्स है, बट आपकी आइडिया जो रिफ्लेक्ट करना चाहिए। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, आई वांट टू शो एन एग्जाम्पल रादर देन जस्ट टॉक अबाउट थिंग्स। तो फॉर एग्जाम्पल ये मेरा वन ऑफ माई पोर्टफोलियो प्रोजेक्ट्स है। सो पोर्टफोलियो प्रोजेक्ट इज लाइक मैंने कुछ बनाया नहीं, एप्लीकेशन बनाया नहीं, बट इट्स अ डिजाइन कॉन्सेप्ट, इट्स अ कॉन्सेप्ट ऐप, राइट। So it's called AppBrick, and it's not from Facebook, sorry, but there was just when I was interviewing for Facebook, I had this thing there. So इसमें कुछ ऐप बनाए नहीं, but it looks like one, right? It's like a prototype, right? So आप बता सकते हैं अच्छा इसमें click करना चाहिए, अच्छा verify phone number. So what we did is like a Tinder kind of thing, or a dating app, like Bumble kind of thing for saris and clothes, right? So you can have people like right swipe on things and do stuff like how do you zoom in here? Yeah, you can like right swipe and add to your wardrobe, and left swipe and not add to your wardrobe, and based on what you add, um, your likes get updated. There's a lot more complication, but the fundamental I want to show is that you can make really good presentable artifacts जो अपने portfolios में डाल सकते हो, या अपने websites पे डाल सकते हो. So it's not really complicated. It's pretty much drag and drop and little art, but it gives a whole look. It gives a different look and feel to your projects, and अपनी कहानी बहुत सुंदर दिखना शुरू कर दे. It looks like a S.S. Rajamouli film, right? So it looks really nice. Before I really jump on to more interesting things, I think it's only fair that I acknowledge my friends, my family. And I think मुझे लगता है सारे CS, I mean, अगर आप hackathons में आ रहे हो तो आपके अच्छे दोस्तों के साथ आना चाहिए, जो आपके साथ एक ट्राइब जैसे बनता है. इट्स वेरी एसेंशियल. मैं APIs बोल सकता हूँ, गिट बोल सकता हूँ, फ्रंट एंड बैक एंड व्हाट नॉट. यू कैन लर्न एनीथिंग, बट यू विल नॉट गेट देयर इफ यू डू नॉट हैव गुड फ्रेंड्स, फैकल्टी एंड मेंटर्स. ये जो लोग होते हैं एक ट्राइब जैसी है, मतलब जैसे पुराने जमाने में जो ट्राइब्स होते हैं फॉरेस्ट में, सब एक ही चीज प्रैक्टिस करते हैं, उनकी विजन सेम होती है, उनकी कमिटमेंट सेम होती है टू ईट द नेक्स्ट मील. तो उसी तरीके से मुझे लगता है you should find that group of friends, especially when you're in your younger first years or second years, जो आपके साथ रहे and they're equally hungry to be successful. आप देख सकते हो लास्ट वीक तथागत आया था आपसे मिलने, तो आज मैं आ रहा हूँ. तनुज he was the finance secretary of Microsoft. Rahul was the technical head. ये सब मेरे one of my best, Rana sir जो है, who is the president at MLSC. तो we've been to hackathons together like a number of times, and हमने काफी बार जीते. Like I think the 6 hackathons in my undergrad, I won 5 of them. So if you have a good set of friends, it should be possible. And whatever projects I'll be showing from now, they've come together as a team. So it's only fair that I acknowledge them. तो मैं इस पॉइंट पे ये बोलना चाहता हूँ कि आप प्रोजेक्ट्स कैसे चूज करना चाहिए, और कैसे क्यों चूज करना चाहिए ऐसे, एंड हाउ डू यू प्रोग्रेस ऑन दीज प्रोजेक्ट्स टू मेक देम मोस्ट यूजफुल, राइट. मुझे लगता है सबसे पहले चीज जो होता है, यू शुड चूज योर प्रोजेक्ट एम्पैथी एंड कंपैशन. आपको योर इंजीनियर, आपको प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग करना चाहिए, आपको कूल चीज बनाना चाहिए, मैं मानता हूँ, बट योर फंडामेंटल रोल एज एन इंजीनियर आई थिंक शुड बी सॉल्विंग ग्लोबल प्रॉब्लम्स, क्रिएटिंग इम्पैक्ट, एंड दैट हैपेंस अब अगर आप प्रॉब्लम को ना उनके नजरों में से देखो जो प्रॉब्लम फेस करते हैं, अपने नजरों से मत. अपने नजरों से देखा था हर प्रॉब्लम छोटा ही लगता है, बट जिनका प्रॉब्लम वो है, उनके नजरों से देखा तो वो एम्पैथी, कंपैशन आता है, एंड देन दैट इज वेयर यू गेट अ चांस टू डेवलप मच बेटर सॉल्यूशंस. एंड आई फील दैट्स वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. कोई सिखाता नहीं है एम्पैथी एंड कंपैशन, वो महसूस हो जाना चाहिए बस. सो फील हैप्पी टू बी हम्बल, बी वल्नरेबल, एंड लोग समझाने का कोशिश करो. एंड आई फील दैट बिकॉज इट्स अ कॉमन प्रॉब्लम, यार प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करूं, प्रोजेक्ट क्या करूं. इफ यू स्टार्ट लुकिंग थिंग्स विद एम्पैथी एंड कंपैशन, प्रोजेक्ट्स मिल जाते हैं, प्रॉब्लम्स मिल जाते हैं, एंड जब प्रॉब्लम्स मिल जाते हैं, you will start, as engineers, it's our inherent skill to start looking for solutions, right. Next, one of the biggest problem I had, and I repeatedly dekha hu, fall in love with the problem and not the solution. मतलब मोहब्बत करो पर मुश्किल से करो, don't fall in love with the problem but not generally the solution itself, because problem is as engineers हमको problem देखते ही हम solution की तरफ भाग जाते हैं, and हमको लगता है जो हमारा पहला solution होता है वो काफी अच्छा होता है, जब लोग criticize करने बैठ जाते हैं हमको गुस्सा आ जाता है and दुखी हो जाता है. So don't do that, right? Try to understand the problem को extremely articulate कर लो, like don't think what you feel is the problem, but try to articulate the problem, right? So articulate what you feel, and जब आप पेपर पे लिखते हो ना कि ये problem है, उसमें loopholes दिख जाता है कि ये actually problem है या नहीं है. So don't think the problem you see with your eyes is the final problems, and then once you really identify the problem, be open to do iterative solutions. मतलब solution जो होती है वो final नहीं होती है, वो हमेशा आप iterate करना चाहिए, and constantly take feedback. So this is where, okay, yeah, constantly try to take feedback and then iterate over your solution. And this is where hackathons and startup competitions, pitching competitions बहुत फायदा होते हैं, because आप अपने solution लेकर जाते हो, लोग feedback देते हैं, फिर पता चलता है यार ये तो बेकार निकला, then you'll go back home and but if you fall in love with the solution, जैसे critical feedback मिला, you'll feel very angry and disappointed, you'll give it up. But if you fall in love with the problem, you'll start thinking even deeper, and that is when better solutions come. जब एक ही problem पे stick करके अच्छे से progress कर पाती हो. Next, let's go. All right. Let problems and solutions drive your skill, not vice versa. मतलब मैंने बहुत बार देखा हूँ, ये मेरे साथ भी हुआ है, and गलतियां मत किया करो कि जैसे मेरे को वेब डेवलपमेंट आता है तो मेरा सारा प्रोजेक्ट वेब डेवलपमेंट पे रह जाता है. फॉर मी लाइक कंप्यूटर विजन, मुझे कंप्यूटर विजन काफी अच्छे से आता था, तो मेरा सारा प्रॉब्लम्स मैं सारे हैकाथॉन्स में कंप्यूटर विजन के सॉल्यूशन बनाना बैठ गया, सारे प्रोजेक्ट्स में कंप्यूटर विजन प्रॉब्लम्स बनाना बैठ गया, बट ये सही नहीं है. सो आप डू नॉट गेट लिमिटेड बाय योर स्किल. आप प्रॉब्लम जब आइडेंटिफाई करते हो, try to not find a solution with the skill set you have. Think freely. मान लो आपको कुछ भी नहीं आता, आप एक बच्चे हैं, तो then how would you solve this problem? Then you will realize कि आपको कुछ skills जरूरत है. Then go tackling those skills instead of saying that अच्छा मुझे web development आती, ये problem तो मैं web development से ही solve करूंगा. ऐसे नहीं होगा. Like for example, you say physical abuse is a problem in India, right? You cannot, sorry, not India, pretty much across the world it's a problem, right? So you cannot say that अच्छा मुझे web development आता है, मैं app बना दूंगा इसके लिए. भाई कोई फायदा नहीं है. Right? It's a known fact. There's no real value there, right? So don't be bound with your skill set, but instead, try to find solution with an open mind, and then try to acquire that skill set. I think that is where you find a lot more value, and उससे growth होती है. And I can actually show you very practically that. अपनी project जब बनाते हो ना, try to grow vertically. मतलब लोग क्या करते हैं, हर project छोटे multiple projects बनाते हैं. मैं मानता हूँ ये अच्छी बात है, because you have a lot of things to show. But the skill set, the complexity of each of these projects remains same. तो आज मैंने मान लो क्रिकेट के लिए एक वेबसाइट बना लिया, अगले दिन मैं फुटबॉल के लिए बना दिया, अगले दिन मैं थापर के लिए प्लेसमेंट पोर्टल बना दिया, what not. But the fundamental concept is you're still creating a database, you're creating players, यहाँ students create कर रहे हो, यहाँ football players create कर रहे हो, वहाँ points मिल रहा है, students को यहाँ marks मिल रहा है. So the structure of your project is same, but the application is different. But don't do that, because आप जब resume में लिखते हो या किसी को बताना चाहते हो यार आपने क्या किया इस प्रोजेक्ट में, पहले प्रोजेक्ट बताओगे अच्छा मैंने एक क्रिकेट का वेबसाइट बनाया जिसमें मैंने प्लेयर्स का एंट्री मारा, जैसे स्कोर अपडेट होता है यहाँ अपडेट होता है, ठीक है बढ़िया, अगली प्रोजेक्ट क्या बनाया. Then you will start realizing यार यहाँ भी तो मैंने स्टूडेंट्स का एंट्री किया, जैसे मार्क्स होता है वहाँ अपडेट हो जाता है, तो ये क्या है. So you're trying to do similar project, बस branding change कर रहे हो, right? आप Shark Tank में नहीं जाना है, आपको अच्छी चीजें करनी, right? So I mean, that's what people do. They just try to market the same product in different ways. But that's not at this point in your careers. You really want to do much more innovative stuff. So increase the complexity of a project vertically. तो मान लो आप एक ही project पे stick कर लो, but complexity increase करते जाओ, so that there's a real good story. And मैं एक story ऐसे बताना चाहता हूँ in the next few slides. So do not go around in circles and circles. So I have another 30 minutes, so I'll be on time, I guess. मुझे ये लगता है आपको repeatedly build, break and build करना चाहिए. Don't fear of the solution breaking. Demos never go correct. ये याद रख लो. I worked in one of the most complicated robotics company in India, inventor robot, and every demo तुम $1 billion की investment की type पे demo पे जाओ, वह भी demo fail हो ही जाता है. So don't worry about failing demos and hackathons. It's okay. Just be bold enough to build and break. Don't worry about it, because perfection is something which comes not in 24 hours or 2 months, but it comes eventually. Like big companies take downtime, so it's not expected that you always have a wonderful demo. It's good you do, but be courageous and be bold enough to fail, right? Yeah, so I'll just quickly go through these slides again. So just keep this in mind. So empathy and compassion, fall in love with the problem, Don't let your skill set determine the solution. Vertical growth, and then build, break, and build. So what I want to do is I want to show this triangle. जैसे हम जो project हमने एक hackathon में शुरू किया, how that has led into an internship and research, and finally where I am, right? And all this have come because of the 4 slides I showed above, or 5 slides I showed above. मैं ये भी बोलना चाहता हूँ, these जो मैं पहले बताया वो मुझे बाद में realize हुआ कि यार मैंने ऐसे किया तभी ये ऐसा successful हुआ. I really hope that you knowing these things at this point would help you, like, keep this in mind and build your projects accordingly, right? And I'll try to put this like a pitch itself, and see if you're able to, take these things when you're pitching. So let's assume that I'm coming to a hackathon and I'm pitching. So this was my first hackathon, I guess. So what we're trying to do, oh no, wait, I have another important thing here. Okay, consider the next few minutes as a potential story that you want recruiters to know about me. Consider it to be a pitch in its own way, right? मैं आपको ये बोलता हूँ कि ये notice करो, मेरा pitching का tone notice करो, my assertion, my confidence in it. Notice the progression. ये hackathon के लिए pitch मत मानो, but generally if I'm like pitching to a recruiter about my studies, and just think it as a regular pitch. Notice the structure of the projects, and let's see how you can, in the next 24 hours, can come with more comprehensive outcomes. And also, ये notice करो, how am I evaluating my products, because it's not like हमको 11th 12th तक आदत है 3 dot लगा के hence proof लिखने का. यहाँ ऐसा नहीं होता, right? There's need to be a more comprehensive proof, and that comes through qualitative and quantitative methods. So let's start. Okay. The first thing I think what you really need to do is look at the problem severity. Like, मतलब जो problem आप solve कर रहे हो वो दूसरे बंदे को पता होना चाहिए. So for example, let's have a look at this slide. And if I had to pitch, I would say, like, hey everyone, good morning. My name is Sai, and today we're trying to, let's say the product name is Netra. Today we're trying to present Netra. What the pictures you see on the slide is basically animals coming and eating down crops. They say, like, monkey has been eating down a cucumber. They're droppings of cattle and cows breaking through agricultural fields, right? And India being an agricultural country, we lose 3% of our crop because of animal crop vandalism. And in a country where food security is a tight crunch, we cannot afford to lose that kind of food, right? So basically, मैं ये 4-5 लाइन क्यों बताया hackathon के starting में या कोई भी pitching के starting में, मैं सामने वालों को या judges को ये बताना चाहता हूँ कि भाई ये problem valid है. You cannot invalidate this problem. ये problem बिल्कुल valid है, and only if they know the intensity of the problem, then they will be able to appreciate the merit of the solution. If your problem statement itself is not intense, so kitna bhi, you cannot go and kill mosquitoes. मैंने एक बंदूक बनाया जो mosquitoes को मारेगा. That doesn't make sense, right? So the problem has to be intense. The intensity of the problem is very important, that the judges catch the pulse of the problem, and then the merit of the solution would be appreciated in a much better way. So हमने क्या किया, तो ये मेरी गलती था. जैसे मैंने फर्स्ट ईयर में हमारा क्लास में सीएस था, पर सीएस में जावा था. तो मुझे लगा यार मुझे तो जावा आ गया, तो मैं एंड्रॉइड सीखने बैठ गया. एंड्रॉइड सीख लिया, ये प्रॉब्लम पता चला, तो मैं एंड्रॉइड सॉल्यूशन बनाया, एक ऐप बनाया कि जब भी भैंस आता है फार्मर बटन दबाएगा तो पुलिस आएगा. इट वाज द मोस्ट बुलशिट सॉल्यूशन इन द प्लैनेट, बिकॉज ऐसा कोई बनता नहीं है यार. मतलब जब तक लोग आएंगे वो भैंस आराम से खा के सो के निकल जाएगा. So that's not how things work, right? So because I was bound by my skill set, मैं प्रॉब्लम से मोहब्बत करने से पहले सॉल्यूशन से प्यार करना शुरू कर दिया. अब सॉल्यूशन से प्यार जब करना शुरू किया, सब घटिया सॉल्यूशन बनना शुरू हो गया, राइट? बिकॉज मेरा स्किल सेट लिमिटेड था. फिर मैं दूसरे सेमेस्टर में, आप जैसे आप कर रहे होंगे, आप सेकंड ईयर में वो बगी प्रोजेक्ट होता है या कैटापुल्ट प्रोजेक्ट होता है जिसमें आप आर्डिनो सीखना शुरू करोगे, राइट? तो मुझे लगा यार आर्डिनो रास्पबेरी पे आ गया, अब आईओटी सॉल्यूशन ढूंढते हैं. आई वाज स्टिल इन लव विद द प्रॉब्लम टू सम एक्सटेंट बिकॉज़ आई वांटेड टू सॉल्व इट. So what I did is I started putting IR sensors on fences, and मुझे लगा जब भी भैंस पास आता है IR सेंसर चमकेगा, फिर आर्डिनो ट्रिगर मारेगा, रास्पबेरी पाई मैसेज भेज देगा. फिर पता चला यार जैसे हवा आ जाता है या इंसान आ जाता है तब भी ये ट्रिगर हो रहा है. फॉल्स अलार्म्स एक्सट्रीमली आ रहा था, so it wasn't viable. तो फिर मैं तनुज सोचने बैठ गया, who is my roommate and he's also a great person. तो हमने सोचने बैठ गया कि यार ये कैसे सॉल्व करते हैं. हम अपने स्किल सेट से ही ढूंढ रहे हैं, शायद इसका सॉल्यूशन बाहर है. तो हाउ वुड अ ह्यूमन सॉल्व दैट प्रॉब्लम? लाइक अगर मैं फील्ड में बैठा हूँ, जैसे भैंस आता है मैं देख के उठ के मारता हूँ, जब भगा देता हूँ, राइट? So that's a computer vision approach, right? तो मुझे हम तब उस पॉइंट पे, because we were repeatedly in love with the problem, we started exploring solutions beyond our skill set. And जब अगर हम ये नहीं सोचते, and I think this is a very important turning point in my career, because जैसे हमने ये सोच लिया कि ये जरूरत है, हमने ओपन सीवी सीखना शुरू किया, पाइथॉन सीखना शुरू किया, जैंगो सीखना शुरू किया, फ्लास्क, सॉकेट्स. नाउ कनेक्टेड विद ऑल दिस हमने एक एक्स्ट्राऑर्डिनरी सॉल्यूशन बनाया. जैसे वी पुट लाइक वेबकैम्स और very cheap cameras on the fences, and जैसे ही भैंस आ जाते हैं, this triggers a module and it fires an SMS The beauty of it is doesn't even need internet क्योंकि उसमें GSM module लग जाता है जो SMS पे जाता है. And eventually हम जैसे मैंने robotics पे गया, we put this on a movable platform which keeps patrolling the fields, right? So you see that progression, right? एक ही problem है, but the complexity of the solution has been increasing and the usability has also been increasing. So ऐसे नहीं कि complex बनाना है तो 1000 चीज डाल दो और complex बनाओ, but उसकी user experience और in general how easy it is to use वो भी समझ आना चाहिए. So basically finally हमने क्या किया, फेंसेस पे ये लगाया, सबको एक रास्पबेरी पे ट्रिगर किया, वो GSM मॉड्यूल को कनेक्टेड था. जैसे ही भैंस आया, ये कंप्यूटर विजन मॉड्यूल ऑब्जेक्ट डिटेक्शन करता है कि ये बेस आ गया, एंड देन इट से द GSM की SMS भेज दो फार्मर को, फार्मर भाग जाएगा, राइट? सो उस टाइप का एवोल्यूशन होना चाहिए. एंड मुझे लगता है इस चीज को लोग काफी अप्रिशिएट करते हैं कि मेरा कहानी है यार, ये दिस इज फ्रॉम वेयर इट स्टार्टेड एंड दिस इज वेयर इट इज राइट. सो I think I have a demo, do I? Yeah, I do. So like for example, this was from the field, and then Buffalo detect हो जाता है, फिर GSM module ट्रिगर करता है, फार्मर अप्रोप्रिएट एक्शन परफॉर्म करता है. जो ये है ये हैकाथॉन में शुरू किया हमने, ये वाला प्रोजेक्ट ये हैकाथॉन में शुरू किया था हमने. And then eventually it actually turned out into my first research paper, जो बहुत घटिया है, उसको पढ़ना मत. It's extremely badly formatted. It's no way an inspiration. It's bullshit. The paper is bullshit, but it still is something, right? For me, it was at that point it was still something. It was a start, right? हर कदम छोटा ही होता है, तो उस टाइप का चीज था ये, right? So, but that's what I wanted to show. Like ये hackathon में जो आप करने वाले हो 24 hours में, don't stop there. Take it, push it. हम इसी चीज को startup what do you call it? थापर में entrepreneur सेल होता है यार, मैं भूल गया, EDC का स्टार्टअप कंपटीशन में भी पिच किया था. Me and Tanuj won 50,000 rupees there. So यही पिच किया, but for a home security level. So don't just stop your hackathon project here, but just try to see what is the research aspect to it. How can you evaluate your project? तीन judges आके आपका project evaluate करेंगे, but your idea is much more than 10 minutes of judgment, right? Your idea has a life to its own. एंड आप उसको जस्टिफाई करो, टेक इट आउट टू पीपल, लोगों से पूछो यार आपको ये प्रोजेक्ट कैसा लग रहा है, अच्छा लग रहा है क्या, अच्छा नोट डाउन करो कि अच्छा ये बोल रहा है कि अच्छा नहीं है, फिर जाके उसको फिक्स करो, बिल्ड करो, ब्रेक करो. Finally, you'll be in a position to put a great story for that product. So you've started at a hackathon, you built this, then you went for qualitative research, आपने लोगों से बात किया कि कैसा है, then you adapted your user experience. फिर जब आपको लगा प्रोडक्ट लॉन्च के लिए तैयार है, आप 100 लोगों के को प्रोडक्ट लॉन्च किया, फिर उनको क्वांटिटेटिव डेटा, अच्छा ये बंदा ये बटन 10 बार दबाया, इसके बाद ऐसा लग रहा है उनको, you'll get quantitative data. That is gold mine for you. Like ऐसा कुछ डेटा आपके पास होना ना, ऐसे numbers होना, it's amazing. I would hire you right away if you had such kind of numbers. I really hope ये just 5-6 slide जो था, जो really kind of gives you that story. So first is like having the intensity of the problem very clearly communicated to the judges, then making sure your solution is good enough in its own way, then trying to evaluate it properly. So don't restrict yourself to a hackathon. Hackathon is just a start. उसके बाद आप बहुत सारे कुछ चीजें करोगे उसी प्रोजेक्ट को पकड़ के, then वो internships के लिए ये next पे आता है कि मैं इसको कैसे internships लेकर आया and all, but you can also get research papers out of it, right? So मैं next ये चाहना चाहता. So I had two things in mind. मैं Inventor की internship के बारे में बात करूँ या Georgia Tech की internship के बारे में बात करूँ. But I wanted to do Georgia Tech because I understand it'll be much more cooler, obviously, and you'll get a lot more learning. And I thought there were more directions I can talk. तो ऐसे research papers हमने छोटे मोटे बनाया. Inventor में भी गया. इसके बाद मैं Inventor Robotics में internship करने गया. फिर मैंने वहाँ robotics सीखा था. फिर मैंने एक research paper बनाया based on computer vision and robotics for border surveillance. वो project मैंने Georgia Tech भेजा था. Now I'll be very specific about मैं कहाँ गया Georgia Tech में, कैसे गया, and it was a funded internship, so like I got paid to go there and it was fun. यही process same था IISc के लिए, Inventor के लिए, but ये थोड़ा और भी ज़्यादा है, इससे सब part इन दोनों के लिए valid है. So I hope this is, I've not spoken much about it, but this is possibly one of the few times I've spoken about it, and I hope it really helps you. पहले चीज, बहुत आगे प्लान करो. अभी से प्लान करो. अगर आप समर के लिए ढूंढ रहे हो तो अभी भी थोड़ा लेट ही मानता हूँ मैं, तुमको और भी जल्दी करना चाहिए. But yeah, it's not late. Like I'm sorry, it's not that late. But you can really start planning for your internships right now, and like start identifying potential. Okay, you can start identifying potential people you want to intern with, right? After that, yeah. So ये question मेरे को बहुत बार मिलता है कि just give me a second. I think my AirPods are dead, so let me just put them back.
Am I still audible? Can somebody just type yes or no? Then I'll know. Am I audible? Okay, perfect. Thanks. Okay, so one thing, so next thing, मुझे ये वेबसाइट आप नोट करना चाहिए. एक्चुअली स्लाइड्स में रहेगा मेरा, मैं स्लाइड्स पोस्ट करूंगा तो इट्स फाइन. आप ट्विटर पे फॉलो किया तो वो भी मिल जाएगा. csrankings.org. मैं यहाँ दिखाई देता हूँ क्योंकि मुझे पता है काफी लोग भूल जाएगा एंड आई डोंट वांट यू टू लूज दिस. सो csranking.org एक एक्स्ट्रॉर्डिनरी वेबसाइट है जो यूनिवर्सिटीज को रैंक करती है. तो फॉर एग्जाम्पल मान लो मैंने सारा बंद किया, मेरा जो फील्ड है फॉर एग्जाम्पल जैसे ह्यूमन कंप्यूटर इंटरेक्शन है फॉर एग्जाम्पल, राइट. तो अभी मैं जानता हूँ, अच्छा ठीक है, यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ कैलिफोर्निया सांता क्रूज, अच्छा है, राइट. सो ऐसे आपको डिपार्टमेंट वाइज वो डिपार्टमेंट, सीएस में इतने सारे डिपार्टमेंट्स है तो वो रैंक करके देती है. फिर आप चूज कर सकते हो कौन सा प्रोफेसर का काम आपको अच्छा लग रहा है. उनको मेल कर सकते हो कि अगर उनका वर्क इंटरेस्टिंग है एंड इफ यू फील दैट यू आर वर्थ इनफ टू गो देयर फॉर एन इंटर्नशिप. सो ये वेबसाइट काफी कमाल की चीज है. इट्स एन ओपन सोर्स वेबसाइट. ऐसा कोई मतलब काफी रैंकिंग्स होती है जैसे क्यूएस रैंकिंग, उनका पैसा दिया जाता है या उनके अपने अपने कहानियां होते हैं जैसे रैंकिंग बनती है. ये ओपन सोर्स है, प्योरली रिसर्च बेस्ड है. तो इनके एल्गोरिदम सब ओपन है, तो पता चलता है क्यों ये वन में, नॉट बिकॉज ऑफ सम रैंडम पीआर स्टंट दे वर डूइंग, राइट. जैसे काफी रैंकिंग्स पीआर स्टंट्स है, बट दिस इज नॉट लाइक दैट. इट्स प्रीटी कूल. तो ये आई थिंक इट्स प्रीटी नाइस टू वर्क अबाउट इट. तो ये है. देन यू नो प्रोफेसर्स. तो फिर उसके बाद ईमेल करते हो. एंड मैं ये स्ट्रेस करना चाहता हूँ क्योंकि मैं बहुत सारी ईमेल्स को मैं खुद बहुत ईमेल्स किया, लोगों का रेक्टिफाई किया. तो मैं गलत वे सिखाता हूँ पहले. मैं गलत वे सिखाना नहीं चाहता हूँ बट दिखाना चाहता हूँ एटलीस्ट. सो फॉर एग्जाम्पल एक प्रोफेसर है LMNOP. It's a random name. So I am ABC studying third year CSE undergrad at Thapar University. I have a perfect CGPA of 10 and hold a merit scholarship. I have a great interest in machine learning and completed courses from Andrew NG and Coursera. I've noticed your labs work on machine learning based projects and wanted to request if you can provide me an intern in your lab during the summer of 2020. An internship under your guidance would act as a perfect platform for my future research ambitions. इसमें it's very respectful point पे है पर गलतियां हैं. एंड वो मैं गलतियां नेक्स्ट स्लाइड में बताता हूँ. मैं उसके बाद करेक्ट चीज सिखाता हूँ. सिखाना नहीं चाहता बस दिखाना चाहता हूँ. इट्स ऑब्वियसली प्लीज डू नॉट यूज दिस एज अ टेम्पलेट. मैंने काफी थापर के ग्रुप्स में देखा टेम्पलेट सर्कुलेट हो रहा है कि ऐसे लिखो. गलती से भी ये मत करना. टेम्पलेट भेजना ना, निकल जाओ. वो इंटर्नशिप नहीं भाई, कुछ नहीं मिलेगा टेम्पलेट फॉलो किया. अपने कहानियां बताओ, ठीक है. सो now let's try to recirculate the same thing here. Okay, this is ABC from School of Computer Science Department at Thapar University. I had an opportunity to come across your work while searching for a motivation in developing a research aptitude for machine learning. Apart from my coursework, I have taken courses from Stanford's blah 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 for the summer of 2020. I am keen on joining your lab as a research intern to put my learning to test. I believe as say learning, unsupervised learning I picked up during the course will help me contribute to projects and research activities in your lab. The project DEF has dragged my interest and I'm looking forward to applying blah 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 and analyze the results. A research internship and your wing ignore all that. So basically मैं इसमें क्या फर्क है ना, मुझे घंटा फर्क पड़ता है तेरे पास 10 CGPA, I really don't care. वो आपने रिज्यूमे डाल ही दिया, राइट. एंड तुझे मशीन लर्निंग की इंटरेस्ट है, एंड्रू एनजी का कोर्स में है, तो भाई you won't believe me but around 14 lakh people have completed that course. एंड्रू एनजी आप अकेला नहीं हो, दुनिया में 14 लाख पीपल और खत्म कर चुके हैं ये कोर्स. तो तू बड़ा तीर नहीं मारा एंड्रू एनजी का कोर्स खत्म करके, ठीक है. If you can provide me an opportunity to intern in your lab, they're not running a charitable trust. अब वो क्यों दे भाई, आपको इंटर्न क्यों देना चाहिए उसको? There's no real, they're not running some charity, right? तो instead the way you can structure this is, मैं अपने करिकुलम से बाहर गया, मैं अपने कोर्स वर्क से बाहर जाके, which shows that you have this potential to go beyond your curriculum, and then you're trying to pick up some courses जिससे आपने ये concepts अच्छे से सीख लिया. एंड उनके लैब में फिलहाल ये प्रोजेक्ट है, प्रोजेक्ट DEF, एंड आपको लगता है आप इस तरीके से कंट्रीब्यूट कर सकते हैं, तो यू हैव टू पुट इट ऑन द टेबल. हाउ कैन यू कंट्रीब्यूट टू देयर लैब वेरी स्पेसिफिकली, राइट. दैट इज वेयर द ट्रेड ऑफ कम्स. तो मैं जज कर सकता हूँ एट दैट पॉइंट कि अच्छा ठीक है, ये मेरा लैब में आके ये करेगा. दैट मेक्स लाइफ सो मच इजियर फॉर एन प्रोफेसर, राइट. तो इस तरीके से आप कोल्ड मेल करोगे ना प्रोफेसर्स को, स्टार्टअप्स को या व्हाट नॉट, it will really change the ball game, right? ये this is 99% ये लोग करते हैं, and I'm not kidding because मेरा advisor के पास इतने सारे मेल्स आते हैं जो मेरे को फॉरवर्ड होता है मुझे सर्च करने के लिए, और मुझे बहुत लोग भेजते भी है कि can you help me with this, and काफी लोग यही लिखते हैं, but just try to put it in a more specific and very precise and crisp way कि आप किस तरीके से उस लैब में हेल्प कर सकते हो. मुझे लगता है सबके पास एक पोर्टफोलियो होना चाहिए. There is really no excuse for not having it. अगर आप HTML, CSS और जावास्क्रिप्ट से एक छोटा सा पोर्टफोलियो नहीं बना पा रहे हो, मुझे लगता है CS में रहने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है, बिकॉज इट इज 101. मुझे I don't know. I don't think there's any excuse for not being able to make a simple web page. जैसे इसमें कुछ complicated सा नहीं है, ऐसा नहीं कि मैंने animation डाल दिया, fancy सा colors डाल दिया, pretty simple है, right? तो मुझे लगता है ऐसे कुछ simple सा बना लो, जो अपने social media handles डाल दो, अपनी research papers, ये आप देख के आप परेशान मत होना, ये रिसर्च पेपर्स बहुत साल से आए हैं, अपनी इंटर्नशिप एक्सपीरियंसेस डालो. ये एक छोटा चीज मैंने किया जो मुझे कूल लगता है, लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल मैं एक गाड़ी चला सकता हूँ और साइड में देख सकता हूँ, अगर दिख रहा है तो यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ कैलिफोर्निया आगे है, मेरे थापर कसी जी कुछ है, फिर मैं ऐसे मतलब आई कैन ट्रैवल अराउंड एंड देन व्हाट आई ट्राई टू डू इज इट्स प्रीटी सिली, बट मेरा डिपार्टमेंट ऐसी है बिकॉज आई वर्क इन HCI एंड कंप्यूटेशनल मीडिया, आई लाइक टू मेक इंटरैक्टिव एक्सपीरियंसेस. तो एक डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ रेज्यूमे है ये, तो आप जा सकते हो यहाँ और मैं जो किया इन्वेंटर रोबोटिक्स में पढ़ सकता हूँ. जैसे जब आप गाड़ी पे जाते हो 100% बिल बोर्ड्स पढ़ते हो, राइट? तो उसी तरीके में ISC में क्या किया ये पढ़ सकता हूँ, जॉर्जिया टेक में क्या किया ये पढ़ सकता हूँ. इट्स प्रीटी सिली बट नॉट सिली, आई थिंक इट्स रियली अट्रैक्टिव इन इट्स ओन वेज. तो आप एक पोर्टफोलियो बनाना चाहिए आपको कि आप क्या कर सकते हो, जैसे पोर्टफोलियो में क्या क्या डाल सकते हो, एंड देन यू कैन पुट अ स्टोरी. दिस इज नॉट डिफिकल्ट, ये बस इमेजेस डालो, कैरोसेल W3 में जाओ, कैरोसेल के कोड मिल जाएगा, ये सब कोड वही मिलता है, ये उसी का टेम्पलेट है, तो मैं कुछ ज्यादा उखाड़ा नहीं इसमें. बट बेसिकली जस्ट टू पुट योर स्टोरी आउट इन अ वेरी क्लीन, लेजिबल एंड सेंसिबल वे, यू कैन डू दीज थिंग्स. बहुत सिंपल सा है, एंड आई वुड रियली रिकमेंड यू गाइस टू थिंक अबाउट मेकिंग अ पोर्टफोलियो ऑन योर ओन. ये मेरा कैपस्टोन प्रोजेक्ट है, थापर में अगर 4th ईयर में कोई है तो वी मेड दिस कैपस्टोन, काफी कूल है, अगेन थ्रू रोबोटिक्स. And if people are like into art and stuff like that, I would also recommend maintaining that. It's pretty nice to have diversity in some ways. So yeah, so if you attach these things in a mail and that goes through, I think that'll be pretty cool. Okay, I have another 15 minutes, I guess. 10:30. Am I right? Wait. Okay, I'll just go ahead. Okay. So I just want to share some of my current and past research. मैं काफी जल्दी कर लेता हूँ ये. एक टेक्निकल प्रोजेक्ट बता देता हूँ, एक नॉन टेक्निकल. Oh wait, actually what, you know what, I'll jump to the last project, non technical project, because I wanted a Q&A that's more important. तो ये I'll take 2 minutes for 3 minutes and then we'll jump into Q&A. तो ये प्रोजेक्ट है Astroverse, ये नॉन टेक्निकल प्रोजेक्ट है. मैं अभी तक टेक्निकल चीजें बताया, but I just want to show that when you're in CS and you're in HCI, you can do non-technical stuff too. So this is called Astroverse, Gaming Beyond Mortal Borders. ये हमारा सबसे recent project है, which I'm working in my lab. पहले डिस्क्लेमर दे रहा हूँ, these are completely personal views, they do not reflect opinions or values of any institute, co-authors or individuals. ये मेरा भावनाओं का प्रोजेक्ट है, and काफी लोग को लगता है ये extreme right wing project है, but I can't help it. It's an accepted paper, so I'll deal with it. So for example, ये देखो, ये I work in games, I work in serious games. So ये Smite is a game where you have Goddess Kali being shown like this and Goddess Ganesha being shown like this. Personally, I don't feel comfortable about it, and it's not just my views, but I've also taken surveys with people saying that ये अच्छा नहीं है, and because they feel that gaming में जो immersion की aspect होती है, it does not come at the cost of cultural sensitivity. There are right-wing groups which say that, you know, controlling gods through keyboard and gods being hit by bullets and missiles or losing is not something they take. तो हमने पूछा डिजाइनर्स से कि भाई ऐसा क्यों हो रहा है, why are you guys even copying and pasting gods? इतने सारे चीजें हैं जो कैरेक्टर्स बना सकते हो. तो हमने रियलाइज किया कि जो डिजाइनर्स है, they take inspiration from movies, mythology and different चीजों से इंस्पिरेशन लेते हैं, बट mythology से जब इंस्पिरेशन लेते हैं वो कॉपी पेस्ट करते हैं भगवानों को. This creates an upper cap for designers. मतलब कितने भगवानों को कॉपी करें, there are so and so many limited भगवान हो, right? So तुम बहुत कम कैरेक्टर्स बना सकते. तो what we did is we tried to disconnect. हमने एक टैक्सोनॉमी बनाया जो विजुअल फीचर्स, मतलब भगवान की जो विजुअल फीचर्स होते हैं उनकी गेम मैकेनिक्स से सेपरेट किया. जैसे शिव जी का तांडव, वो डमरू होते हैं, उसको सेपरेट किया. दैट डमरू इज एन एलिमेंट इटसेल्फ. शिव जी का विजुअल फीचर डिलीट मारो, मतलब फॉर एग्जांपल डोंट कॉपी विजुअल फीचर्स. सिमिलरली सरस्वती माता की जो वीणा होती है या डिफरेंट कृष्ण जी का जो फ्लूट होती है, ये सब इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स है. डोंट लाइक मिक्स देम विद द गॉड इटसेल्फ, राइट? बिकॉज व्हेन यू डू दैट यू स्टार्ट कॉपिंग द गॉड एंड दैट्स ऑफेंसिव. तो हमने क्या किया, so what we did is we asked designers to make new characters using Hindu mythology as an inspiration, but not transplant the gods from the mythology itself, right? So look at this character. This is black woman, a young girl, who's trying to grow, and her genre of attacks is music. So like she has this flute. When she plays the flute, सारे enemies, if you play Dota, all the enemies slow down because it's like a lala attack. The डमरू जो डमरू बजाती है, पूरा earth rattle हो जाता है and the enemies lose some health, right? The veena is like a sonic cosmic music and stuff like that. So you're creating much more creative characters at the cost of Hindu mythology, but also maintaining sensitivity, right? जैसे ऊपर वाला character factor है. For example, शिव जी का जो moon होती है भाल पे, generally moon controls the tidal waves on Earth. So this is a mutable moon. अगर आप naval warfare कर रहे हो, you can take this as a full moon, and then it starts like attacking. It creates high tides and it stops people from doing naval attacks and stuff like that. This is an accepted paper at Kai workshop, so I don't. If it was unscientific, it wouldn't have gone through, but I'm pretty sure it was. And the full paper is review in Kai Play. Yeah, I want to take more questions. So before that, I think just two more things. These two, अगर आपको लगता है मैं कौन सा कॉन्फ्रेंस में पब्लिश करूँ, कॉन्फ्रेंस अच्छा है या बुरा है, मेरा चांसेस क्या है, ये दोनों फटाफट दिखा लेता हूँ एक. तो फॉर एग्जांपल इस वेबसाइट में गया, मैं काई डाल दिया, ठीक है. काई इज अ कॉन्फ्रेंस, इट्स कॉल्ड कंप्यूटर ह्यूमन इंटरेक्शन, जो हमारे डिपार्टमेंट में सबसे टॉप कॉन्फ्रेंस है. इट्स एन A-star कॉन्फ्रेंस. सिमिलरली FDG, फाउंडेशन ऑफ डिजिटल गेम्स, सो इट्स अ रैंक C कॉन्फ्रेंस. तो यहाँ उनकी रैंकिंग पड़ा है. तो दिस इज अ नाइस वेबसाइट टू गो. एंड एक और वेबसाइट है गूगल स्कॉलर, विच इज प्रीटी फेमस. तो मान लो मेरा डिपार्टमेंट है ह्यूमन कंप्यूटर इंटरेक्शन, तो काई इज द टॉप कॉन्फ्रेंस. तो ऐसे पता चलता है कि कौन सा कॉन्फ्रेंस रेप्यूटेड है, कोई बाप देगा या नहीं देगा अगर पब्लिश किया या नहीं किया. तो with that said, I will conclude now and take a lot of questions. I'm happy to take a good number of questions. Thank you and all the best for your hackathon. Try to build something for a better tomorrow. This is my Twitter handle, and thank you so much for giving your time, and hopefully it was of some use. Okay, I'll stop sharing and I'll possibly take questions if there are questions.
Thank you so much, Bhaiya. Thank you so much for interacting with us today. And I hope there are a lot of questions with us as well. Now we'll be opening the floor for questions. So if anyone has any questions, they can unmute themselves or maybe drop the questions in chat.
Don't need to do it in Unity. You can do it in very simpler 3JS or D3JS, not D3, but you can do it in 3JS pretty simply. मैं ज़्यादा stunt मारा हूँ Unity में मार के, because I was trying to learn Unity, and then I just exported it as a web package, and then you can put it. So you can embed that game into your HTML. So it's pretty simple. Yeah. So I used Unity. It shouldn't take much time. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. So I was wondering about the embedding part.
Oh yeah. So Unity, you can export things, like once you build a game, it's like build once and export it into Android, iOS, or web. It's no special effort. Like build karo C# mein, then you like just export, and then wo ek iframe de deti hai, and then you can just stick your iframe there.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Awesome.
So we have a lot of requests for the links that are provided in your PPT. So,
yeah. So I was thinking to put the slides on my Twitter, and then you can just it's open access. Anybody can take it from there. So if that's that, okay. I can do that, or I could give it to the organizers and they can share it with you guys. Would that work?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'll give it to you guys, and then you can post it. Or ideally, it would be हमेशा मेरा Twitter पे रहता है ये चीजें, so I find it easier there. But I'll share it with whoever wants it, or I'll give it to you guys. That helps.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Perfect. Yeah, I think the best way to ask questions is be fearless and bina sharam puchlo, because I would have struggled with a few things because of the amount of things we just discussed. So if there's something unclear, I'd be really happy to take them. No force.
Yeah, I would be applying for my BTech. So should I target IIT JEE or should I prepare for the MAT or ACT? Which would be a better, abroad BTech or the Indian BTech?
I think that's a very broad question. I mean, like it really depends on a lot of factors. Yeah, though it isn't related to what we discussed much, but it really depends on your financial status and what you're willing to sacrifice. Yeah, if you have everything, if you're asking me MIT se kar lu ya Thapar se kar lu, that's not even a question, right? If you're able to afford stuff and things seem in place for you, why not do it abroad, right? So what's the problem? I don't see that. Yeah. Okay, I got a personal question, but I mean, it's a direct message. I'll read out the question so it helps others also. What do you think are the key points one should keep in mind while applying to masters, and should one focus on core CS subjects equally? Why should you not focus on core CS subjects? मुझे समझ नहीं आया. I think see core CS subjects are there for everywhere. तुम कहीं भी जाओ, networking, operating system, DBMS, तो आपके पीछे ही रहेगा. It's not that you can disconnect from these in life, right? There is no question of leaving these or not. What are the key points one should keep in mind? I think you should be really consistent in your projects, or make sure you have very quantitative data, tangible data. अगर आप machine learning model बनाया, my machine learning model had 90% more accuracy than something, or my machine learning model achieved 30% better results. Having very quantitative results for all your projects will help. और आपने website बना लिया, okay, for example, सब लोग machine learning बोलते हैं, but I understand not everybody is there and I don't do it myself. So like आपने website बनाया, so my website had hit 6,000 API hits this last semester. So being very quantitative really helps. I would really appreciate like लोग पब्लिक में डाल दो यार क्वेश्चन. मेरे को अकेला भेजने से क्या फायदा है? अगर डर लग रहा है तो it's fine. It is my first ever hackathon. I'm not going to have a good having a sound coding knowledge. So should I back out from this hackathon and come? You should not back out from this hackathon. Point number one. Point number two, you should actually go and try to do. आप ना, even if you do not build it, try to build a prototype in Figma, right? Like Figma में बना लो, राइट. फिग्मा में बना के दिखा दो कि आपकी आइडिया प्रेजेंट करो, राइट. गेट वैलिडेशन फॉर योर आइडिया. आपको लगता है आपका आइडिया वैलिडेट हो गया तो जाके सीख लो ना, अगले हैकाथन फिर से आ जाओ, राइट. बट एंड देन एट द सेम टाइम आई थिंक हैकाथन यू डोंट कम हियर जस्ट टू बिल्ड, यू कम टू लर्न आल्सो. इफ यू थिंक यू आर एब्सोल्युटली बिगिनर, मुझे कुछ भी नहीं आता, फॉर लूप लिखना नहीं आ रहा, तो आइडिया प्रेजेंट करो, फिग्मा में बनाओ, प्रोटोटाइप करो, यू डू योर पेपर प्रोटोटाइप्स, एंड फिग्मा प्रोटोटाइप्स यू कैन इवन शेयर इट अक्रॉस फोन्स. लाइक एक बार बना दो, सारे फोन्स में दिखा सकते हो, एंड देन यू गो टॉक टू पीपल. द हैकाथन, वन ऑफ द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट्स ऑफ हैकाथन इज लाइक टॉक टू पीपल, कनेक्ट विद अदर पीपल इन दिस रूम एंड सी व्हाट आर यू बिल्डिंग, लर्न व्हाट स्टैक्स दे आर डूइंग. It's a learning experience, it's not a winning experience, right? There's a difference between that, and try to make best use of it. अब निकल के क्या करोगे? अब 2 दिन क्या करोगे? कुछ है ऐसा तो कुछ नहीं ना करने वाला है कि दुनिया बदलने वाला है 2 दिन में. तो ये 2 दिन यही स्पेंड कर लो, अच्छे से सीख लो, right? So मैं ये मानता हूँ. Like I have a brother in Thapar also. That's what I've been telling him to, like, go there and just learn stuff, right? So yeah, same thing here.
Hello sir. So my question was that how can we find unique projects for research? Because like whenever we try to find some projects, the next moment we discover that it's already somewhere that is already implemented somewhere.
Yeah,
that just makes the charm of
I agree. मैं ये मानता हूँ कि अगर हर बंदा PhD करते करते नया चीज निकालते जाए तो दुनिया में कोई प्रॉब्लम होना नहीं चाहिए, क्योंकि इतने सारे PhD तो निकलते हैं, right? So the fundamental question, I think the fundamental way to approach this is you're not looking to solve a problem. You're trying to, okay, that's always there. If you find a new problem, solve it, well and good. But you're looking to develop, trying to improve existing solutions. You're trying to improve the scalability. You're trying to improve the efficiency, right? That's also an aspect of a PhD. It's not that you're always solving a new problem, or you're trying to apply existing frameworks into a new domain. Like हम जो करते हैं, I study games, but मैं games में क्या करता हूँ? मैं psychology and computer science games में लाना चाहता हूँ, right? Like for example, I study how can games help you study, right? Or help people come from, like say for gender issues and all, how does games help that, right? Or communication, yeah, role models. So मैं psychological constructs को games में लाना चाहता हूँ. So you don't need to solve a problem, you need to come up with something innovative, or something which is trying to improve the quality of life and lifestyle, right? So think about it this way. तुम एक प्रॉब्लम ढूंढने नहीं जा सकते हो, like अच्छा ठीक है, मेरी मम्मी के पास ये प्रॉब्लम है, मेरे पापा के प्रॉब्लम है, ये दुकानदार के पास ये प्रॉब्लम है, ये प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करने PhD नहीं कर रहे हो, right? ये so or research नहीं कर रहे हो, right? In that fact, you want to improve existing solutions, or you want to see how do cross domains में कैसे उनके चीजें हमारे डोमेन में यूज कर सकते. For example, बायोलॉजी से, आई मीन लाइक न्यूरो स्टडीज से ही मशीन लर्निंग बनी है, राइट? सो नोबडी थॉट लाइक अच्छा मशीन लर्निंग कहाँ से आएगा? किसी ने they started studying neurons and stuff like that, and then they came with perceptrons and whatnot. So that kind of transition I think would be good. Please share some pitching tips. Yeah, I would see again, I think we discussed this. Make sure the problem intensity is very well communicated to the judges. Next, make sure you're very, very sharp in what you want to do. Like what solution you build, exactly bata dena, and try to see qualitative results. Like kaise bata de ki ye problem kaise solve ho raha hai, right? Well, can you please tell me what's the exact procedure? Wait, I missed a question. Do you need a deep knowledge of theory to start working in research paper? I don't think so. मैं मानता नहीं हूँ ये. I have very minimal theory. मैं बहुत pragmatic research करता हूँ, like straight away practical research. So I don't believe that you need deep knowledge in theory, but it's good to have it. and it depends on what field. Like जैसे मैं human computer interaction में क्या theory पढूं यार, human का, I want people to interact with my systems, right? So that's where I do stuff. But yeah, that's your call, right? Could you please tell what was the exact procedure for application in PhD in USC after BTech? Pranjali Singhal. Right? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You sent me a direct message and I read out your name. I'm extremely sorry for that. आप क्या कर सकते हो मेरे प्रोफाइल में, there's this blog called Reddit link for this that इतना बड़ा डिटेल लिखा हो ना, it's like it'll take you 10 minutes to read that blog. So I would strongly recommend going there. I'll try to put it there because I don't want to take that question for that reason, because it's answered in extensive detail. Here is the link, and also you can follow an Instagram page called Must Grow, जो मैं ही चलाता था, अभी नहीं चला रहा हूँ, but there's a lot of things. Oh wait, I put it again as a direct message. Everyone in meeting. So if you're interested in मैंने कैसे PhD घुस गया BTech के बाद, this is your link you want to search. Aditi Sharma, yeah, it's a public question. Yeah, what can be an ideal roadmap for us the first years, as in how to prioritize stuff, because there's so much going on and we can get involved. And I understand there is so much. थापर में ऐसे हम ये बोलते थे, if there's 365 days, थापर में 400 दिन कुछ ना कुछ चलता ही रहता है, right? Like every day is something happening in थापर, right? That's how lively the campus is, and that's the beauty of the campus, right? So I would say you need to be very specific in what you want to do. I had my goals very clear cut out from my second year itself कि मैं abroad जाने वाला हूँ, I want to do my PhD or I want to do my masters. I had very clear cut goals. So and I think that having that goals really helps. So I would say like किसी को 40 लाख की पैकेज मारनी है, pretty nice goal, and then I think you need to strive hard, हर दिन lead code करो, whatnot, code forces, Podge, just keep digging in, diving in there, right? I'm expecting a question कि अब projects versus competitive coding, but yeah, but there's really no ideal roadmap. ऐसे नहीं कि मेरा formula आपके लिए चलेगा या आपके formula मेरे लिए चलेगा, right? So I really feel that you should know your goal, and then the roadmap will come. Then you need to search the roadmap. So the question is pretty broad. Yeah, that's how I see it. Like decide on what you want to do and then really stick to it. There are a lot of things to do in Thapar. I totally understand, and the friends elevate जाना होता है weekend तो तो मैं समझता हूँ. So but yeah, you need to focus. You're paying 20 lakhs or 16 lakhs or whatever amount you're paying here, so make the best use of it. Do we have to pitch our idea in hackathons? और क्या pitch करोगे भाई? That's what you want to do, right? You want to build something and pitch something for your hackathon. That's what you do, right? So yeah, I don't understand the question. They're like, do we have to pitch our idea? मतलब कर सकते हो अगर आपको बुलाया गया कि मतलब pitch करो. What's wrong? मुझे लगता है there was a time where people used to pitch ideas. मुझे लगता है लोगों को prototype दिखाना चाहिए. अगर कुछ नहीं बना तो I would obviously you'll get more weightage to have a working solution. अगर नहीं बना, जैसे first hackathon, you want to validate your ideas, then what's wrong in presenting a prototype? There is nothing really wrong there, right? So that's how I see it. Yeah, that was
good afternoon, sir. So am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible. Yeah, go ahead.
So first of all, I really like your beard style, and so my question is kind of off topic with respect to what all you told us in this session. So basically my question was that, for example, while designing anything in Web 2, we actually first learn HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and all these tech stacks. But as we are moving more towards Web 3, like, do you have any idea which tech stacks we should first learn, or what all things I should learn to start my journey as a Web 3 developer? Anything from your side on that?
Yeah, I'm having a big FOMO on Web3. I'm not at all caught up on it. मेरे को भी fear of missing out हो रहा है FOMO on Web3. So I really need to jump in, but I don't think don't go by language there. मतलब HTML, CSS, JavaScript, it's a mentality. To build is a mentality, right? You need to learn how to build, not how to code, right? इन दोनों में बहुत फर्क है. Code बहुत लोग करते हैं, but very few people can build, right? So आप build करना सीख लो, and I think that's equally applicable for any web3 हो जाए, system design हो जाए, whatnot. So I really cannot answer that question at this point. Sorry, because मेरे को इतना idea नहीं है. बस मुझे इतना पता है Ethereum Solidity कुछ contract चलता है, but I can get back maybe, but there's so much on the internet on this exact question. I won't be able to answer that because मुझे exactly नहीं पता. And I don't want to miss wrong information नहीं देना चाहता हूँ. I had a question. Do we have to make proper application of website? Because I don't know any coding. See, I don't know what is the problem you're trying to solve. So, अगर आपका problem you're trying to solve requires a website, अब बना लेना. मैंने कभी एक वेबसाइट नहीं बनाया मेरे हैकाथॉन्स के लिए. I was always on an IoT based और computer vision based solution. कुछ वेबसाइट नहीं होती थी, right? So उस तरीके से मैं सोचता हूँ प्रॉब्लम के like what we discussed, प्रॉब्लम के हिसाब से solution ढूंढो, अपने स्किल सेट के हिसाब से प्रॉब्लम को अटैक मत करना. So that's what I feel. Yeah, but if you really don't know any coding, I would still suggest to stick into the hackathon. See लोग क्या कर रहे हैं, उनसे बातें करो, and then try to make prototypes. If you're not able to get a full-fledged solution running, or if you're still starting out for the first time. मेरा first hackathon में मेरा गला सूख गया था क्योंकि इतने लोग क्या क्या कर रहे थे यार. मतलब कंप्यूटर विजन लगा के हम गए थे Django Java सीख के कुछ बनाते थे, but वहाँ लोग कुछ और ही बनाना बैठ गया. तो वो pressure हो जाता है. But that is the learning experience. You come back and you realize, damn it, man, I don't know anything, and then you kind of study harder and improve for the next hackathon. That was the only hackathon I lost. After that, सारे hackathons जीते थे. Yeah, good. Somebody was asking.
11:30 बजे वो थी ओपनिंग सेरेमनी, वो चल रही है. 1 बजे क्या है? हैकाथन स्टार्ट है.
हाँ यार, हैकाथन स्टार्ट हो गया.
I think someone left themselves on unmute by mistake.
No problem. Fine. I was just messing around. Yeah.
We're running a little short on time now as well. I think we'll take one last question if anyone has one. I think there are no questions. So
awesome.
Thank you so much, Bhaiya. Thank you so much for joining us today. It was really great having you and listening to your experience. I'm sure we got to learn a lot, everyone in the meeting as well. And we'll share your Twitter handle with everyone so that they can get access to the PPT as well. Personally, Bhaiya, this is Arpit. Having another fanboy moment.
Finally.
Having another fanboy moment. Thank you so much, Bhaiya. It was great interacting with you today. So we love having you.
It's really nice
hope you could join us sometime at the campus as well.
Bilkul. It's a homecoming moment, like Sai homecoming moment for me. So yeah, that was fun. Yeah. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. Next up, we have Mr. Shubham Upadhyay, sir, from Major League Hacking, also known as MLH, who will now be addressing the audience. Over to you, sir.
Oh, hello, everyone. I'll just share my screen. Let me know if you can see my screen. Yes. Awesome. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to Makeathon. We are so happy to here with you. We are so happy to be here with you today. My name is Shubham. I'm the hackathon community manager here at Major League Hacking. And I have been into this community space for about 4 years and have been supporting hackers ever since I've joined. Okay, yeah. Catch me on Twitter at the mention handle, and do follow MLH also on the mention handles here. So what I'll be doing today is I'll be just going over the line information over these slides. In case if you miss something, that is totally okay. Everything you need can be found on this website. And yeah, and okay, so what is Major League Hacking? Well, Major League Hacking is the global hacker community that consists of hackers from all across the globe, that is North America, Europe, and Asia Pacific region. And we are on a mission to empower hackers. So all of you who are participating today now belong to a larger community of over 135,000 global hackers. And remember, just being here at Major League Hacking events, everyone is earning points for their school in our season-long contests and rankings. Make sure you do tell your friends and join you next time, because the more folks you have from your community, the more points your school is gonna earn. And well, it's just not about the points and the season rankings. The next 24 hours is gonna be jam-packed with various things. And we would be running our legendary MSP and Bob Ross mini event at 7 p.m. Check out the announcement channels and do join in with us over there. And I mean, that's not it. We do have a lot of resources and then some amazing swags for you all, like the tools which you've been needing and the resources in order to do your hacks this weekend. And we have got you covered for that. Well, now I'll be covering the prizes for this weekend. We have Twilio as one of our partners who's sponsoring the most creative use of Twilio prize category. And then, I mean, you can definitely check out the link below for more details over and check out over there. And then we have GitHub sponsoring the most creative use of GitHub. What you have to do is first you have to sign up for the GitHub Global Campus Program and host your project, I mean, of course, on the GitHub repository to qualify. What we'll be looking at is we'll be looking at the commits and use of best practice, such as README GitHub pages and, yeah, and then we have DSO, which is the official Web3 sponsor for MLH Hackathon League. So what you have to do out here is you just have to, you build something using their platform, and you would be getting, the winners would be getting $100 word DSO coin from our end. And then we have AB InBev as one of our partners who's sponsoring the prize category for the hackers who want to build projects that benefit the world. And like I mentioned, you can find all the details on the mentioned website. And then we have DigiKey as one of our partners who will be sponsoring the best hardware hack prize category. And then we also have Hedera who's sponsoring the best blockchain project using the Hedera prize category. And I mean, apart from that, we also have GoDaddy registry wherein you can get a free domain name and a website builder for today's hackathon. And you can find the weekend code over here, and we will be sending an email to all the hackers who have checked in the hackathon. And yeah, okay. And then we also have Linode, which allows you to accelerate innovation with their simple, affordable, and accessible Linux cloud solutions and services. And what you can do is you can host a static website, stand up a server, and host a custom domain name. And I mean, obviously, you do get a chance to win the Raspberry Pi 4 starter kit. And well, I mean, in case if you want to see all those prices again, it's mentioned on Make4thon.devfolio.co. You can head over to the price section, then learn more about the prices there. And then every hacker who'd be participating or who demos would get a customized item or stickers. And I mean, the stickers are really cool. And we definitely would love to have your submission and participation over this weekend. Yeah, so moving on, like I mentioned, we are having a hackathon starter kits. So we have the GitHub Student Developer Pack, which you can find and I mean learn more about it on hackp.ac/learn. And then we have something called as MLH Career Lab. Career Lab is basically designed for the hackers. I mean, we know you're definitely looking for the jobs, and these companies, Capital One, Qualtrics, and the AB InBev, they specifically want to recruit hackers. You can check out the link over here. And I mean, in case you want to take screenshot, you can take the screenshot as well. Well, now moving ahead to the MLH Fellowship. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you would have heard about it. So everyone in our community is invited to apply for MLH Fellowship. It's an open source internship alternative with over 700 global alumni we have right now. And the summer program begins on May 31st. And the hiring partners for this program would be Meta and GitHub. You can check out our website. And in case if you have any queries, feel free to drop in an email at fellowship@mlh.io. Well, now on a serious note, we just want to ensure MLH hackathons are a safe space for everyone. And then I'm really hoping all of you would have read the code of conduct, which is I mean mentioned on the website as well. Be respectful to everyone. Harassment and abuse will not be tolerated. And you have to remember one thing: you are at a digital event. It's important to remember there's a human on the other side of the screen, and boundaries do exist. Be mindful while you're connecting with people online or reaching out to them on social media. And in case if you have any issue, come see someone. We want you to have an amazing time. And if you can't find someone, use the phone number or email mentioned in here. I'll just keep this slide for a few seconds so that you can take the screenshots of it. Awesome. Well, that's gonna be it. I hope you have an incredible time at Makeathon 4.0, and thanks again to all of our partners. And we would definitely love to see incredible projects which you would make this weekend. Thanks a lot.
Thank you
Yeah, I
so
mean,
much,
in case
sir.
thanks a lot, Ananya. In case if you have any questions, I'll be there on the Discord, so feel free to reach out to me.
Oh, right. Right. All right. Thank you so much, sir. We're so happy to have you on board. Next up. Right. So I would like to tell you all a little bit about ourselves. Microsoft Learn Student Chapter is an eminent technical society with like-minded and driven individuals. MLSC strives to create a community of versatile enthusiasts with progressive mindsets, promoting holistic development, mentoring, and motivating its students to refine their critical thinking, coding skills, and soft skills. To further this, over the years, we have organized various workshops, open source projects, tech meetups, and trend-setting competitions like Makeathon. Next up, I would like to invite Mr. Pranjal Gupta, sir, the General Secretary of Microsoft Learn Student Chapter. He specializes in deep learning, machine learning, IoT, embedded systems, and a lot more in technology. Over to you, Pranjal, sir.
Thanks, Ananya. Can anyone just let me know if I'm audible or not?
Yes, you're audible,
Guys, just
Pranjal.
drop. All right. Thank you. First of all, I would like to welcome everyone to Makeathon. Really glad to have you all here with us. I would like to especially thank Shubham and Sai Bhaiya for the wonderful keynote session. It was really informative. There's a particular reason why we wanted Sai Bhaiya session to be on the opening day of the ceremony of Makeathon. Makeathon happens to be his and his respective team members' legacy, and I just want to take a moment off and reflect back on how long that we've come. And with Makeathon's fourth iteration happening this year, we're really excited to host it all for all of you as well. We've successfully hosted a full 1 week long bootcamp with some awesome speakers. This time around, we have around 3,000 participants joining in with us both in online and offline mode. We have international participation as well, with teams hailing from the US, Middle East, and APAC region. Most of all, we're extremely glad to have brought MH to Thapar. All the communications with the hackers will happen via Discord. Make sure that the teams are checked in. In case of any doubts, feel free to ping the Makeathon coordinators as well. There are tons of resources that Shubha mentioned as well. They will all be available to you during the hack, about which you'll be notified on Discord itself. Once again, it's really is a pleasure for me and my team to welcome you all. Hope you all that you have a great experience attending the hackathon. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, sir. Yeah. Thank you so much, sir. Next up, Makeathon in its fourth edition aims to bring together India's most proficient and skillful youth developers on one platform. This 24-hour hackathon will put forth a forum for technology fanatics to showcase their skills and give them a chance to learn with people sharing the same taste. Now, I will read out the guidelines to all of you. Please make sure that you understand each one of them very well. The hack will begin at sharp 1 p.m. Our first checkpoint for mentorship will start at 4 p.m. for online participants and at 4:45 for offline. All offline participants are advised to report till then at LP 108 and 109. A form will be floated for all participants at 4 p.m., wherein teams will be required to brief their ideas. This form will be closed at sharp 6 p.m. No further delays will be entertained. After 7 p.m., shortlisted participants for offline mode will no longer be allowed to move out of the venue till 7 a.m. the next day. A MLH mini event will be held at 7 p.m. for all participants, both online and offline. Our second checkpoint will start at 12 a.m. for online hackers and 12:45 for offline. teams shortlisted after the second checkpoint, the list of which will be released before the third checkpoint soon. The third checkpoint will start at 10 a.m. for all hackers. No shortlisting will take place at this point. The hack will end at 1 p.m. The list of teams to appear for the pitching round will be released shortly after. Only when the teams submit their project on their folio will they be eligible for the pitching round. The pitching round will begin at 3:30 p.m. tomorrow and be followed by the closing ceremony at 6 p.m. I would also like to mention our title sponsors: Major League Hacking, their folio, Azure Developer Community, Lumos Labs, JustPay, Polygon, Arcana, and Tech Analogy. Next up, I would like to brief you all about the prizes. We have the top category prizes as the best hack with a prize money of rupees 15,000, a best first year team prize of rupees 6,000, and we also have individual track prizes for every track, wherein the prize money is rupees 6,000. We also have multiple partner challenges from Lumos Labs, Arcana, Agora, Linode, DigiKey, Hedera, GitHub, Diso, GoDaddy, Twilio, AB InBev. Right. So with an overwhelming participation of 1,500 plus this year, Team MLSC is elated to have you all here today. It is an ultimate honor for us to have the chance to serve you all. Hope you get to have the most adventurous, informative, and memorable 24 hours. Happy hacking.
Thank you so much, Ananya. So as stated, there are a few partner challenges from Arcana, Lumos Labs, and they're all listed on our website. You can check them out on our website. I'll be showing them to you now as well. Here are the partner challenges that are listed. The tracks and the problem statements have been released almost 36 hours ago. You can check them out on our website and on our Discord.
Feel free to message us there. Are there any more questions or doubts?
You can raise the questions, in the chat box itself, or you can unmute and ask us the questions. If there are none, we'll be ending with the ceremony and get ahead.
I would like to mention again that we'll be having a first checkpoint at 4 p.m. for online hackers and 4:45 for offline. A form will be floated at 4 p.m. wherein you will have to submit your idea in PDF form. And all offline participants are requested to report by 4 p.m. for the offline process that will start at 4:45 at LP 108 and LP 109. Thank you so much.
If there are no doubts, I think we can end with the session.